I'm Francis Hoskin. We're based on the Isles of Scilly Flower Farm on St Mary's, and we've been here now for 25 years since we've arrived. Wife and myself have been coming here for, well, ever since we was about 14 or 15. Just liked it, and we had the opportunity came up, so we grabbed it. Both of our histories have been in flowers since we were about 14 when we started work for somebody back on the mainland before we left school, and then we eventually bought his farm when he retired when we were 20. Just a long time ago now, which we still got on the mainland. Well, we've always loved Scilly. That's about it, really. What isn't there not to like? The only one mistake I made coming to Scilly, I wish we'd done it a lot earlier. The flowers we grow are like pinks. This time of year, we grow the pinks. We got statice, gladiolos, quite a lot of sunflowers, a lot of other stuff there we grow. But our main crops are wintertime, which we start cropping about mid-September, and that'll carry us right through to about mid to late April. And they're narcissi, the multi-headed daffodil, what people call. Mainly the solid door and the paper white. With them, we do, as it says up there, we're postal flowers. As the majority of our flowers now goes postal flowers. But this time of year, postal flowers are always quieting down for people on holiday. But then we got all the hotels, guest houses, stuff like that we supply, locals. So it keeps us busy. Well, the daffodils are narcissi. They're normally summertime. You lift them, grade them out, clean them up, stuff like that, and they plant off somewhere else to keep the vigor going. But we also play around when we put polythene on them, make them come earlier or retard them so that it brings our season, extends our season forwards and backwards, if you know what I mean. And the pinks, they're grown natural, and they're planted up in October. They'll flower then in the spring, first flush, and then they go quiet in August, like you're here now. We're at their quietness on growing the flowers. Then we'll get a small flush again in late September, October. Then the narcissi take over, so it's ideal. And the statice are all summer flowers. I grow the plug plants over the winter, and then, well, that's what they are now. They're lovely, really. Gladiolos are planted up in the spring, and then we flower them now. So. And they'll keep going year after year, providing you look after them. You've got to look after them. Anywhere but the UK postcode we can deliver to. We don't deliver abroad. We have done. And a while ago, we actually sent a request by one of our friends. We sent one to Afghanistan. It took 10 days to get there. It wasn't a lot of good when they got there, mind, but they got there. But we have done France, Switzerland, Belgium, Germany, quite a lot into Germany. We don't touch them if we can help it, but we do it at their risk. Once we're outside the UK postcode, that's at their risk then. But it works occasionally, but we don't want to do that, to be honest. All UK and Royal Mail, to be honest, are absolutely brilliant. We leave here of a morning to catch the early plane, wintertime especially, because we've got limited planes, so it's limited room. So we can catch the early plane, and it leaves any of the others then to catch the later planes if they can't make it. Summertime, not quite so bad, but we send them twice a day in the summer, early planes, and then they go out again on the afternoon freighter. They're flown by Skybus, which is very good. Royal Mail picks them up from Land's End, and then they go into the postal system. They're in the postal system then by about 6 o'clock in the evening, and we can get the Outer Hebrides in about 24 to 36 hours, which is very, very good. Takes a bit. Beat Clarkson when he drove his car up there anyway. Well, the farm on the mainland is down the grass, and that's rented to somebody else. That's not a problem. That looks after itself over there. But here, logistics, our biggest stuff is getting stock in. Like cardboard boxes, we order in bulk. Everything got to be done over in bulk, and you need to order up ahead of yourself. It's no good waiting until you run out and they say, oh, I need some more of that. You can't just whip down the road. So here, boxes are ordered likes of... now we got boxes on order now. We'll get them in about 5 or 6 weeks' time. Tens of thousands sometimes. We get store boxes, and same for all our consumables. All got to come in early because you got to be thinking ahead all the time. But the actual postal flowers, we take phone orders or online. Website is online. People can do it quite easy. We download everything there, and we're packed by about lunchtime to catch the afternoon mail. So providing people order up until about 12 o'clock, we've got a shut-off time. And then we can get them all packed, get them in the system. More often than not, they got them next day. Pretty well UK-wide, or 48 hours anyway. So it works very well. It's just me, the wife, Christine, daughter, Jenny, or Jennifer, but we'll call her Jenny, and Daisy, which is our granddaughter. She helps out make boxes in the evenings when she comes home from school, gives her something else to think about apart from the learning process. Although she's learning, she's not knowing it. But she said to me, I ain't going to do flowers when I get older, Grandad, leave school. And then half an hour later she said, well, Grandad, I might not have a choice, mightn't I? I said, no, you might not, my love, depending on what happens in the world. But so it's just the four of us. We get a little bit of help sometimes in the winter when we're very busy. Somebody come in and give us a hand to pick or pack. But we weren't, years ago was several of us here, but we gradually cut down. Because you can't get the workforce nowadays. Or winter time, you can't get the picking crew. You know, people just don't want to go out in the fields to pick, do they? Biggest change is more people are shopping online. Whereas we used to send a lot to supermarkets. And last year was our lowest that we sent to supermarkets. You know, other growers here, they all send to supermarkets. They're different way they do it. But ours, actually, last Christmas, we came up, our Christmas is always our big peak. We came up, hit the roof at Christmas. We didn't come off that roof until about April, I suppose. So we were busy. You know, we were packing sometimes 10, 11 o'clock at night. And then we set again like 7 o'clock, 7:30. But it gets busy. What, through the pandemic? It didn't affect us at all, to be honest, because the girls didn't go with girls. I'd always called the wife, daughter, and granddaughter the girls. We always have done. Even they call them, we're the girls, and that's it. So the girls didn't go away for, 18 months before they went off island. I went away a couple of times, but only like 24, 48 hours. I was back again then. But so it didn't really affect us. Not really. We was over here quiet, out the way. Didn't see nobody. You know, the pandemic didn't get here. Only the last few weeks, really. One or two have turned up with it, but I think it's pretty good over here, to be honest. Everybody was very good over here. Well, it's something you like doing, and you know, it's a way of life in a way, really. I enjoy doing it now, really. Although nowadays, you know, Jenny's gradually taken over, but she does all the bookwork stuff like that. But I like growing them. We always have liked growing them, and I don't know, we all just pitch in together, like, you know, do what we got to do, and that's it. But yeah, I still enjoy doing it. I still like going to do a bit of fishing occasionally, although I haven't had a chance this year yet. But the boat's in the water. Have a go at it. If you don't have a go, you don't know, do you? You can learn everything nowadays via the internet, whereas when I started, that wasn't even invented. But nowadays, everything has just changed big time. Whereas we used to pick flowers, pack them, send them away on the train when I started. That's a long time ago. Then the trains stopped doing it, and they all went by road. But nowadays, you've got a job to get flowers out of Cornwall to the wholesale markets. Now it's all supermarkets now. Wholesale markets are just about gone. But things have changed big time. You know, years ago, train used to be cabbages and all sorts going away. When I was in Cornwall, and we used to take in, you know, several hundred boxes a day on a pickup to catch the train and load the train up. But they were the good old days. Things have changed. But yeah, if anybody want to have a go at growing flowers, have a go. You can learn it, or go away and do a course or two, whatever. So all the opportunities are there nowadays, aren't they? Back in my day, you just learnt as you went along. It's not a bad way of doing it. I think our narcissi flowers and the postal flowers is a big future in them. People always like to buy, don't they? They like flowers to cheer themselves up. So they buy flowers. They've done that for ever more than a day, haven't they? Buy flowers, cheer yourself up. Or else they need flowers to say sorry to their girlfriend, husband or wife. Some of the messages you get are lovely, especially from members of parliament. Don't tell them that.